Leeds Castle rises quietly from the waters of Kent, England. To many, it is a place of beauty, an ancient fortress reflected in still lakes, surrounded by gardens and stone pathways shaped by centuries of history. But there is one place within its grounds where visitors lower their voices without knowing why: the ruins of the old chapel. Those who linger there often describe the same feeling. The air grows suddenly cold. Candles flicker even when there is no wind, and a strange sense of being watched settles in, heavy, unavoidable. This is where she appears. They call her the Grey Lady of Leeds Castle. She does not speak. She does not move toward you. She simply stands, dressed in gray, silently watching before fading into the stone itself. The ruins of the old chapel have stood for centuries. Once a place of prayer, confession, and repentance, they now remain as broken walls and worn stone exposed to the sky. Yet despite the openness, the space feels closed, contained, as if the past never truly left. Visitors report sudden drops in temperature the moment they step inside. Even on warm days, breath becomes visible. Candles brought by tourists dim or extinguish on their own. Guides rarely talk about it openly, but many will quietly advise visitors not to remain here after sunset. Because when the light fades, the chapel remembers. The earliest recorded sighting of the Grey Lady dates back to the late 18th century. A castle caretaker wrote of seeing a woman standing near the ruined altar late at night. She wore a long gray gown, her figure clear but strangely still, like a statue that had learned how to breathe. The caretaker called out to her, believing she was a visitor lost in the dark. She did not answer. Instead, she slowly turned her head toward him. Her expression showed no anger, only deep, overwhelming sorrow. Then, without a sound, she stepped backward into the stone and vanished. The caretaker left his post the next morning and never returned. Who the Grey Lady truly was remains unknown. Local legend offers many possibilities. Some believe she was a noblewoman who lived at the castle, accused of betrayal and forced to seek refuge in the chapel. Others claim she waited there for a lover who never returned from war, praying endlessly until her grief consumed her. But the most unsettling story suggests something darker: that she came to the chapel seeking forgiveness for a terrible act, one she believed prayer could erase. It could not. Her regret was so powerful, so consuming, that it bound her spirit to the stone itself, not trapped by anger, but by remorse. In the 20th century, reports increased. Tourists described seeing a gray figure standing at the edge of their vision, always near the chapel ruins. When they turned to look directly, the figure would remain motionless, watching. Cameras malfunctioned, batteries drained without warning. Audio recordings captured faint whispers, though no clear words could ever be identified. One visitor later said the experience did not feel frightening. It felt heavy, as if the air itself carried centuries of regret. Paranormal investigators believe the whispers are not meant for the living. They are not warnings, they are confessions. Soft murmurs drifting through the chapel late at night, carried by sudden cold drafts. Words spoken again and again, as if repeating them might finally bring peace. Candles dim not because of wind, but because the warmth seems to vanish, drawn away by something unseen. The Grey Lady does not haunt with violence, she haunts with memory. Unlike many spirits, she never leaves the place where she appears. She does not wander the castle halls. She does not follow visitors. She remains where forgiveness was sought and never found. bound to stone, bound to silence, forever watching those who walk freely through the ruins she can never escape. Her stillness is her punishment. Her presence is a reminder. Some regrets do not fade. Some places never forget. As evening settles over Leeds Castle, the chapel ruins fall quiet. Footsteps disappear, voices fade into the distance, but the stones remain. And if you stand there long enough, when the air turns cold, when the candles dim, do not look away, because the Gray Lady may already be watching you.